Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. This is Chad coming at you real quick with two recipes that are quick and delicious, and we're going to focus on dips today. What's wrong with dips? Most of us when we think of dips, we're thinking of mayonnaise, some powdered garbage that we mix together. That's just not it, alright? Stop right there. Your dips can be nutritious as well as flavorful, and we all know that what you dip is just as important as how you dip. We all know that famous saying.
Did did you just double dip that shit?
So stick with me. These dips are not only going to be filling, but they're going to be flavorful. We're going to start it off with a really quick dip, and it's Chad's cottage cheese and pesto dip. So one of the easiest dips you're ever going to make, take some cottage cheese of your preference, dairy, dairy-free, full fat, non-fat, whatever you like, and just spoon some into a bowl. Next, as you can see, we're taking a jar of prepared pesto. There are also varieties where you can get in the supermarket that are fresh pesto put in a container for you. You can make your own as well, which is pretty simple, but this is the easiest way to do it. And just mix the two together. And give it a taste. You might need to adjust the ratio of cottage cheese and pesto depending on how strong you like it, but this doesn't require any seasoning apart from maybe just a little bit of black pepper. Give it a quick stir to incorporate everything, and basically there you go, you're done. This is pesto and cottage cheese dip. You can serve it in a bowl that you mix it in, or like me right here, I'm just putting it into a more fancy serving dish. If you're having company come over, that might look a little bit better, as you can see. And we're done. The next thing we're gonna do is find some crackers we have handy. I have these lovely Triscuit crackers in the kitchen, which have a simple ingredient list, I think of 3 ingredients. Plus we have 20 grams of carbs and 3 grams of fiber. 3 grams of fiber is pretty decent for a snack cracker, so let's give these a whirl. I'm gonna give it a quick taste, and I'll do that off camera because I do have a mustache. I'm a heavy dipper, and you don't wanna see this junk hanging off of my face, trust me. A little fist pump and we're good to go. Crackers work well with this dip, as well as veggies. I have some leftover bell pepper strips and some carrot sticks here. Those are going to be wonderful. I'm pretty hungry, so I'm going to take a little taste of those as well. And after a couple fist pumps, we will start our next recipe, which is going to be kind of a Mexican dip. We'll call it Mexican mixed dip. And we'll start with some vegetarian refried beans. They are healthy, but they do look like dog food coming out of the can. So we'll skip that little visual for you and skip ahead through the magic of editing to a nice layer on the bottom of a pie plate. You can mix some cumin or cumin, whatever you want to call it. You can mix it right in the refried beans, or I like to just sprinkle a nice thin layer on top, maybe like a teaspoon and a half total, just to give it that Mexican flavor. Next, we're going to take an avocado. We're making a little layer on top of the refried beans, and we're going to mix a bunch of stuff together. So the avocado, nice and ripe, bright green. We're going to get that flesh right out of the peel there and put it in the bowl. Don't forget to scrape really close to the skin, because that's where you're going to find the highest concentration of zeaxanthin and lutein. You might have heard me speak of these before. They're great eye nutrients for eye health, and avocados boast a lot of fiber, magnesium, and other minerals, so can't go wrong adding this to our dip. We still have some cottage cheese left over, so I'm going to go ahead and use the remainder of that. Maybe like a half a cup to a cup of cottage cheese, whatever you like. This is going to boost up the protein content along with the refried beans, which are high protein. And you can feel free to use a food processor in this step if you want a creamier and smoother texture, but I just don't like cleaning the equipment afterwards, so I'm going to mix it in a bowl. Here we got some creamy Greek yogurt. That will help with the protein as well. This is going to be a really high protein dip. And on top of the yogurt, cottage cheese, and avocado, again, a little sprinkle of cumin, maybe like a teaspoon, half a teaspoon. It's all based on what your preference is. A little bit of black pepper again, and also some Tabasco sauce, hot sauce, whatever you like, whatever brand you like. This is not a strict recipe at all. Once you're done with that, you got everything that you need in one bowl. You can just take a fork, mash up that avocado, start to get everything kind of just well incorporated so all the flavors mingle together. When you're done, you're going to have something that looks like this. I wanted a little bit more exercise today, so I took out a whisk and going to give those arm and wrist muscles a little bit of a workout. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're done. So, little taste test here. And in my opinion, I could use a little bit more black pepper, and Chad likes his dip spicy, so we're adding a little bit more hot sauce too. A couple drops, a few drops, maybe a little bit more, and get that mixed in as well. And that's about all there is to it, folks. The only thing left to do is get our pie plate base layer of vegetarian refried beans, dump this mixture right on top and smooth it out so you get a nice even layer. We'll use a spoon for that. And then, of course, some cheddar jack or other cheese of your liking. Take that and just put a thin layer on top. Won't be a Mexican dip without a little bit of cheese, of course. After that, it's pretty much completely up to you what you want to throw on top. You can rummage through your kitchen and find all kinds of toppings. Here I'm using some bell peppers that I had left over from the previous recipe. Just dice those right up and put them on top. I had a can of black olives that you're going to want to drain first, unless you want a soupy dip. But after you drain them, you can throw those right on top. I think that's kind of crucial for a Mexican dip. And there you have it. Don't forget to heat up your oven and stick that puppy in there, maybe 400 degrees for a little bit so the cheese melts and everything becomes dippable. You can also add some black beans, maybe some green diced chilies, some banana pepper rings, basically whatever you want. You could throw some garlic in there. Here I have some garlic you can mince up and throw right on top or mix into your top layer. And some blue tortilla chips always are nice for that as well. So here you have it, some dips and some dippers. And this is Chad saying, don't be a dip, make some dip. I'll see you next time.